there, I'm Misty Purcell. Welcome to the Luminous Fiber Arts Flosstube channel. I'm excited to be here with you today to introduce two new Halloween designs for this year. I'm also going to be sharing my Halloween decor, give you a little tour of my Halloween displays so you can check that out. I'm going to show you my finds from the Midwest Holiday Antique Show. I'm going to talk about a new craft that I have and what's coming next, and a mystery stitch along that's coming up soon. So stay tuned for all the fun. Let's talk about Moonlight Mischief. This is a quick little stitch finished as a pillow, and let's talk about the fabric and floss for this. Are a mix of Gentle Art and Classic Colorworks, and then some DMC. These are the overdyed colors. And then for the fabric, I chose Crepe by Seraphim and used 32 count linen. The reason I like this fabric is it's a warm neutral, but it has kind of a gray tone, undertone too. So it's a little bit more muted, which I thought worked well because you've got kind of a brighter orange in her hair and the pumpkin. Full cross, back and long stitches. In her mouth here, there's 2 3/4 stitches, so do like double 3/4 stitches on each side if you are up for that. So I did do a little more detail. The reason I designed this, I really enjoyed delivering holiday cheer, the style of that, and I wanted kind of a retro feel with this cute little witch. So the story is that it is Halloween night. She's got a sketchy broom. She's got her friend the jack-o'-lantern and her cat, and they're gonna go for a ride, a little joy ride, and they're gonna go say hello to the moon. So my favorite part of this is the dress, like making her dress. The little details in her stockings, the stripes, the bottom of the dress, and the cape and everything. I don't know, just putting her outfit together was super fun for me. I enjoyed designing that a lot. She was just really she's a cute little witch. Also, a couple of long stitches on here would require you to split the fabric if you're stitching on Aida. So just be aware of that. You can leave them off or adjust them if you want to, but just so you know. What else can I tell you? So I would display this, well, I am displaying it on a little tiny ledge of a faux window. So I think it's a good shelf display. You could also put it in a dough bowl, a tiered tray. I mean, it's small and easy to finish. You don't have to put quilting fabric on here if you don't want to on the front. But lots of display possibilities. I've got it next to like a candle, a fake candle, and it sits there and looks really cute. This orange and white baker's twine, I soaked in coffee grounds with some water for a bit to grunge it up so that it wasn't so white, because actually the white in the piece, it's white enough to pop on the fabric, but it's not like a pure white, it's more of a gray white. So this just needed to be toned down a bit. I got this on Amazon, but you can find orange and white baker's twine wherever you want to look for it. This was stitched by Sandy Alba. She is another very quick model stitcher, and she did a great job, and she found mistakes that I made, which I am grateful for because, I don't know, I was having a time with this one. And actually the next one, she stitched another design for me and she found more mistakes, so I appreciate it. Lots of fun textures in this one. The pattern is available in print or PDF format on my website. You can also order it from your favorite needlework shop. I have the floss packs, the overdyed floss packs in a limited quantity, and I have a limited quantity of the fabric in linen, Lugana, and Aida on my website, luminousfiberarts.com. I will link it in the video description. Okay, let's talk about my design, 'Tis the Night. And this is awesome. So let me read you what the poem says. 'Tis the night of spooks and sweets, a time to hunt for tricks or treats. Let the moon light your way through the dark trees that sway in autumn's breeze, this All Hallows Eve. So this design started out as a plan to do a poem. I wanted to write like kind of maybe an ode to Halloween and trick-or-treating. that's what the poem's about, like the experience of going out on Halloween night and trick-or-treating and the things that you see and experience. So I wrote the poem, and I did study English in college, and I did take some poetry classes. I don't know that my poetry teacher from college would give me an A for this poem, but that is okay. Anyway, the design then, I sketched it out. And I imagined it to be like a little scene, and it's dark and there's jack-o'-lanterns and you can see a town in the distance. So I sketched that out. And then I got so far as charting the whole thing. And I thought it was done. And I let it sit for several months. And I came back to it, you know, sometime earlier this year to look at it again because I was planning to release it this fall. And I was like, that's not compelling enough to stitch. Like, it's a nice idea. I was trying to experiment, try to create like a little interesting world. It's not working. So my question was like, okay, do I disassemble it and start over? Or do I just skip it and move on? And I decided, like, I really liked the poem, and maybe it was worth trying to find another way to make it work. So I decided that instead of it being like a nighttime scene, that I would experiment with this, which is also kind of a new thing for me, where as the poem goes along, you're kind of experiencing the things that you would find on Halloween night when you go out trick-or-treating. So as you're hunting for tricks or treats, you see a black cat who's hunting, and you might run into a cauldron somewhere. There's a moon and a broom, got a candle, some potion bottles, and then we do have some houses that you'd see while you're trick-or-treating. And the autumn breeze is flowing through the design, which that idea I did have in the original, so that's kind of one of the things that I kept with the leaves going as well. I've got some candy in there. So anyway, the idea is that you, as you're stitching, are finding these treasures, and you're kind of going through the experience of trick-or-treating as you are stitching it. So it's been interesting to do a different kind of design than what I've done before, and it was a really fun way to do it. So I think this is like a super striking piece to display because of the size, but it's not an overwhelming stitch because there's a lot of space here. You know, words are pretty fast, and all of the motifs are quite small. So the floss is listed on the pattern, and there's a DMC conversion on the pattern, but just to mention, it's a mix of Gentle Art, Classic Colorworks, and Weeks, and then there's also DMC. The fabric I chose is Sand Dunes by Seraphim. I really like how it's got this nice warm tone to it, but it's still like a light color. It was stitched on 32 count sand dune linen. I do have a limited number of floss packs, the overdyed floss, and a limited number of the fabric in my shop. I have it available in linen, Aida, and Lugana in a small selection of counts. Of stitches, so there's full cross, back, and long stitches in the piece. And for the yellow back stitching, it says this in the pattern, but I ended up using 2 strands. So where it says light, or where there's stars that are back stitched or long stitched, those just needed a second strand to pop enough off the fabric. So I recommend doing that. I just dropped something. Size, it's 14 by 10-ish inches on 32 count fabric. And it was framed by Old Main Frame Shop, which is a frame shop in State College. They do a great job with stretching. I'm very happy with what a good job they do. They have a great selection of frames too. And this was stitched by Paige Reynolds. So thank you, Paige, for stitching this big piece. Paige is a very fast stitcher, and she always does a great job. So that is 'Tis the Night. You can find the patterns in PDF or print format on my website. You can also order them from your favorite needlework shop. And then a limited amount of supplies are available also on my website, luminousfiberarts.com, linked in the video description. If it seems like I'm sweating, I am. I waited to record this video until the afternoon, thinking, well, the lighting would be good, which it is, but it's also very hot and I can't run my air conditioner or my fan, or you won't be able to hear me. So I'm just glistening, don't mind me. I have nearly 100 designs now at this point, and I have more than that in models because many designs have multiple parts to them. Multiple, like a pattern may have 3 models to it, depending. And I am running out of room. So I have decided to let some of my models go to new homes, and I have listed them in my shop. So if you are interested in purchasing an original model from one of my patterns, I have a selection available. Right now I'm just offering some fall and Halloween ones. And there's a collection on my website just for those original models. I will link that in the video description in case you want to check it out. Might be great if there's something you've wanted to stitch but you haven't gotten to it, or you want to give a really nice gift to a friend. The framing was done locally here by professional framers. All the other finishing was done by me. I consider myself a professional at this point. I've been doing a lot of it. And I just can't store all the models I ever have designed, plus all the models I ever will design. So I am looking for good homes for them, and hopefully they might find a good home with you. So I love antique shopping, and I love like things that I can add to the decor, and just like vintage decorations themselves. They inspire a lot of my designs. So I heard that there is a twice annual Midwest holiday antiques market, and it just so happens that it's in Western Ohio, maybe 3 or 4 hours from here. I think 3. And it was happening in May when I happened to not be teaching. So I timed it with my trip to Michigan to visit my family and got to go to this antique show. It was really fun. I was overwhelmed by all the cute stuff, all the cute figurines and things. And mostly what I picked up was Halloween. I got noisemakers. I don't know how. I wasn't like planning that was going to happen, but I just like the graphics on these and this kind of stuff. You know, I love designing things that feel like vintage Halloween or Christmas. So, you know, it was just super inspiring to go to this market. Cool things. I put on some fun glasses. I got a tambourine, which is not so annoying. I really like this tambourine because I feel like the face looks like a face I would do on a jack-o'-lantern. I like the colors and the people and the stars. So it was really, really cool. Hard to find the building where it's held because there aren't any signs anywhere. There was a horse show going on that we happened into accidentally trying to find the building. And if I'd asked anyone in the whole fairgrounds where it was, I'm sure no one would have known. It doesn't even say, so it's a Facebook group. So it's not really even advertised if you don't happen to know about the Facebook group. And then the Facebook group blah, 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 doesn't say where on the fairgrounds it is. There's no map. So I don't know. It's kind of like the secret place you have to find. I don't know why, but anyway, if you ever go, just be prepared to look a bit for it. Or ask someone in the Facebook group what building it's in so you know where you're going when you put it in your Google Maps. Anyway, really fun. I recommend it if it's convenient to you. There's one coming up in November as well, so it's twice a year, and it's in May and November. Something crafty that I've been wanting to try for maybe 2 or 3 years now is gourd carving. And I saw a couple of inspiring artists' works online. I kept thinking about it and finally decided to try it, and it was a fail. But I have something to show you. So it didn't totally flop. What happened was I tried it. A friend gave me a gourd. It was really thick. What I had to carve it with, what I thought was recommended, didn't work. I kind of shelved the idea for a while, and then I kind of became re-obsessed with it and tried some different tools. So here's what I made. I basically had to Luminous fiber arts these gourds. Aww. So this is like the kind of thing you would see in my designs, but it's on a gourd. And the great thing about carving a gourd is that a squirrel isn't going to eat it. It's not going to rot. So I'm pretty happy about these guys. I used a jigsaw that's 4 gourds, and it's not for me the best tool to use because of all the curves. I think the saw I was using is better for like straight line cutting. So I'm gonna explore some other tools and play around some more. But I gotta say, there was nothing, I didn't really know what I was doing, right? I mean, I've watched some videos, so I understand kind of what to do in general. It's not like I know what I'm really doing. But anyway, I can still succeed without knowing what I'm doing. And it was so satisfying seeing their little faces appear as they came together. It was fun to pick out this one. It's kind of got the patchy face. So yeah, I picked them all out of Gourd Farm that's in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, called Meadow Brick Gourd Farm. It's a kind of a trip for me across Pennsylvania, but it was worth it. And there was antique shopping there, and it was really fun. So that is my new craft of the year. So that was really fun. And yeah, just wanted to tell you about it because I like doing other crafty things, and I know that many of you do too, and you like seeing what I'm up to. So gourd carving, something new. So what is the next big thing coming from Luminous Fiber Arts? It is the annual Christmas Mystery Stitch Along. Pre-orders will be opening in mid-September, running for a week. You'll be able to pre-order the digital PDF pattern and the fabric and floss. I haven't finished the models yet, so I don't know if there's going to be trim or not, but if I use trim, then trim will be available to pre-order as well. So I hope you'll consider joining me for the Stitch Along. It's so much fun. The Stitch Along, I haven't finalized the dates, but it will either be late November or starting in early December. And I try to keep the Stitch Alongs for Christmas shorter because I know the holidays are crazy. So super fun. I hope you'll join me. Make sure that you sign up for my newsletter. That way you'll get a notification when everything's available. That way you don't have to worry about remembering. My newsletter is also really fun because I sometimes offer free patterns to newsletter subscribers. And when you sign up, you get some free patterns. Also, when there's a new tutorial available, the newsletter subscribers get to watch it before I make it available to the public. So that's another bonus. And you get to see behind the scenes stuff. You get to be the first to know about what's coming up. So the link to sign up for my newsletter is in the video description. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me today. I hope you enjoyed it, and look for another video coming from me next month about the Mystery Stitch Along. Take care, friends. Happy stitching!